Greetings, brothers and sisters from around the world. Pull up a chair. It's time to get down to the business. I am your host, your brother, your humble servant, Mr. Jason Black. I'm very glad to be hosting this evening here with you, although I'm not thrilled about the circumstances under which we are doing this. It's a conversation that needs to take place, however. There's a lot that's going on. The whole world is talking about the uprisings in the United States as a result of the murder of yet another unarmed black man by the American Gestapo establishment. But I'm here to discuss something. This is the whole reason why I made the business. I made the business for the purposes of being able to do what I'm going to do here tonight. The Black Channel, we are, of course, taking a look at the socio-political impact of it, but right now, I want to talk about the social impact of it here. What I want to do is tonight, we are going to discuss the hidden hazards of interracial and feminist dating, because right now, we are witnessing as an avalanche, a flood of individuals are marking their territory, and it's good. At points like this in history, it's very good. Everybody's gotta take a side. Everybody's gotta declare where they stand. Everybody's gotta say who they're with. And that's where we're at right now. And it's a great thing to have that. So what I want to do here, we're gonna have an opportunity to examine this in depth. And exactly what are some of these lessons that we can learn from this situation for individuals. So the first thing I want to do here is I want to introduce you to this woman who was being interviewed. They've shown her as George Floyd's fiance. And I want for you to go ahead and listen, for those of you who hadn't heard it before, listen to what she had to say after he was murdered by the police. You can take a look at her, and then you can hear what she had to say.
You know, everything just burns. And I've seen it all day today. People hate. They're hating. They're hating. They're hating. They're mad. And he would not want that. He wouldn't. He wouldn't. He would give grace. He would. I stand on that today he would still give grace to those people.
Reg Chapman, WCCO 4 News.
Well, there you have it. Now, I want you to understand, I'm not certain how tight he was with her. I'm not certain how cool he was about her, but I do want you to understand something. When it was time for her to choose between him and the dominant society, she understood, oh, nigga, I'm not confused. I'm not confused about who I am and where I'm at. I'm not giving up my white privilege. No, as a matter of fact, his family is not speaking differently. As a matter of fact, his brother is out there saying the exact same thing. No, his family is actually not speaking differently recently. His brother is out there saying the same thing. My brother wouldn't want y'all to do this. So now basically we gotta ignore his brother. But I want to stay focused on what we're talking about here tonight. I want to stay focused on this, because I want you to understand that at the end of the day, when she had to make a decision, when she had to make a choice, when she had to decide, okay, who am I and who am I with and what am I about? What kind of person am I? She made a decision. I know exactly who I'm with. I know exactly what I'm doing. And that was what she did. Over his dead body, knowing the situation, knowing what was occurring, over his dead body, she said, yeah, at the end of the day, I know who I am. Looking like Reverend Jim Jones from Jonestown. And I want you to understand, do you think that George Floyd thought that this was going to be his legacy? Do you think that George Floyd thought that she was going to have a word on his legacy? Do you think that he really thought this was going to be the last word that she was going to put in for him? Do you really think he thought that? And I just want you to be aware. I just want you to be aware here that he was crawling into bed with her and telling himself, I'm really doing something fly. I'm really doing something super slick. I'm able to straddle these two worlds, white and black, and it's all working out for me. And what he found out is that you might have hopped out of that bed thinking you were something else, but she was not confused. And if push comes to shove, she is going to put it on you. If push comes to shove, she's going to put it on you. And that's exactly what she did. That's exactly what she did. And there are a lot of black males out here that don't understand that you're really just gambling with your lives. You really, really are. You are really gambling with your lives. You're gambling with your safety. You are gambling across the board with everything. How many of you out there right now are playing Russian roulette with your life, making the assumption that these chicks gonna have your back? And let me tell you something. If she's talking like this now that he's dead, she was talking like this when he was alive. If this was her position now that he's dead, this was her position when he was alive. So what she's letting you know is that, oh, at any time I wanted to bring out my Becky privilege, I was waiting in the wings to do it. And yes, I do believe that she played a factor in him being murdered. I do believe since him and the cop who killed him used to work together, yeah, this cop is seeing this big black dude who's sitting up here with this lily white female in Minnesota. This dude is straight hood. And he sees the Mandingo conquering one of their throwback trailer park hillbilly genetic rejects. So yeah, he felt some kind of way about that. I believe that was a factor in it. He felt some kind of way about that. And see, what happens is you don't realize that this is a game of life and death. This is a game of life and death that you're playing here. And she's sitting up here saying, at the end of the day, my bread is buttered on the side of white supremacy. Why are you laying up? Why are you laying up? How many of you understand that you are playing Russian roulette with your life? How many of you understand that this is the way it really goes down? I know it's a bunch of folk marching out there in the streets and stuff. I understand that. But understand something. When they get the jollies out of their system, are they going to still be marching with you? When you demand the deconstruction of the white supremacist apparatus that provides them their privilege, are they going to be dancing for that too? Or is it going to be, wait, hold on a minute. No. Let's not be hasty. Let's not be rash. We need to make some tweaks, but we don't need to knock it out. Because you have to understand, white women have a particular privilege. They really do. And they understand this. White women really have perfected the art of cucking white men. Cuckold, making them knuckle under. Over the last 50 years, white women have really perfected the art of making them knuckle under. Because white women, can I just be brutally honest with you here? I mean, white women understand that sex is power. I'm about to take you all so deep into this, you never really thought about this before. I really got to take you deep into this so that you understand something. White women understand that sex is power. They understand that. Tonight's going to be a bedrock broadcast for you. You see, white women keep black men as their secret weapon in their back pocket. That whenever they want to belittle, demean, if you want to say something that breaks a white man down to his DNA, all a white girl has to say is to invoke the name or the picture of a black male, and all of the imagery of the Mandingo is invoked and floods to the front of his psyche and his mind, and next thing you know, there ain't nothing he can say about that. All she has to do is to invoke the name or the image of the African alpha, and the conversation ends abruptly. That's the way it has always been. Always. So white women are always going to demand to keep their sexual options open, because the black male is her trump card when she wishes to exercise or express emotional dominance over white men. When a white woman wants to pull white men's cards, she pulls the African alpha, is what she does. She pulls the Mandingo card. If all else fails, she can use that one, and it works 100% of the time. It never fails. Never, never, ever. It is 100% guaranteed. Guaranteed. Even if the white man that she's talking to doesn't particularly feel some kind of way, and that ain't possible, but even if it doesn't particularly bother him, she gonna make sure his friends know. You see, that's why she got to do it publicly. If she gonna go out and do that, she gonna do it publicly. She's gonna put on the wigger clothes. Take a look here. She's all wiggered up. She's got the bandana in her hair or whatever, looking like some crazed blonde Aunt Jemima. It's crazy. But she understands the value of being able to do that. So she's always going to want to pull that card. She going to need to do it in public so that his friends can see it. She wants his friends to see it. Yeah, there's a big ass difference between this and this, ain't it? Talk about that Caucasian chameleon. Talk about that. Oh, there's a big ass difference between Jim Jones and Cash Me Outside. This is why you can't fall for that mess. As a black male, you can't fall for that. A lot of y'all are actually investing in it. She a down ass white girl. No, you just a down ass fool is what you are. But back to the sermon. As I was explaining here, you have to understand she's going to do it in public so that even if the white male that she is looking to demean is ignoring her, she going to make sure his friends, his family, everybody going to know that it looks like you lost your woman to the Mandingo. You have our condolences. You have our condolences. We understand that you lost. We understand there was nothing you could do. We understand that when he rolled up and took her to bed, it was pretty much over at that point. We understand. We're so sorry you lost another one. So it doesn't matter, even if it doesn't bother him personally, which of course it will, but even if it didn't, his family and his friends are going to know. Because the white female is going to make sure they find out. She's going to make sure that they know. She's going to make sure of it. So black men are used as a weapon to humiliate and emasculate white men. White women use black males as the ultimate weapon to embarrass, emasculate, publicly humiliate white men. If she doesn't have anything else, she's got that. You see, so she can play both sides of the fence. She has the ability to demand white male protection and provision because of her white status. But if she ever wants to exercise power over a white man, well, then she can play the interracial card. You see this in college sports. You see this in entertainment. You see this in academia. So they're going to demand to keep that option open. Having that African alpha option you gotta demand that. You have to retain that African alpha. But not because it's gonna do anything for the black male. This is a power struggle between white women and white men. And you're going to get sucked into it because the white man understands that at the end of the day, the white woman controls sex, but he controls violence. And if he isn't going to run the damn thing, ain't nobody going to run it because he's going to kill everybody. At the end of the day, if you don't bow to him, he's going to lay everybody down. And the DA and the judge and the governor, all these white supremacists with erectile dysfunction, they are going to back him up. Oh, the 10 tons of analysis you'll receive nowhere else. This is why we call this the business. This is why we call this the business. This is a dimension you never thought of it on before. But now, do all the pieces fall into place for you now? From sea to shining sea around the world, do you realize, do all the pieces, the way I'm explaining it to you now, do all those pieces actually fit now? And you understand why it is that no matter what you do, it always comes back to this. It's not that white women, quote, dig you like that. It is that she understands the power that you have, that you give her. Not that you have any power, you have no power, but she understands how she can use that within her position of white privilege to undermine the authority of white men if and when she needs to do so. And that's how that works. But you are just a pawn. You're not a king, you're not even a rook, you're just a pawn. Understand that. You're just a pawn in this game. You have no power. You call no shots. You can't stop the white male from exercising authority in that situation. And you can't even stop her from turning on you and showing you how much authority she's got. When you play this game, you lose. You lose.